I spent this morning in the clinic with what I thought was going to be a very quick visit, just to have some blood samples taken to confirm the functionality of my liver, which I've been informed isn't functioning the way it should be. Basically, abnormal liver function. Now, a normal clinic visit normally takes about 3 hours because there's a lot of people, not a lot of staff, because NHS struggles with staff numbers. And I literally just had to be there, as far as I knew, just for the blood test. That was it. Turned out to be a slightly longer day than I imagined. So I arrived there about 9, much earlier than my appointment because I was so concerned with getting there on time. And the usual thing is they take your weight and your blood pressure, give you a number, and then you go and have your bloods taken. After that, you wait and you see a consultant, and they let you know how things are going. And like I said, it can be a very long wait, but I'm used to it by now. And I completely understand what happens because some people occasionally need to go ahead of you because of emergencies. That is how the NHS works. So this time, I'm literally like one number away from my blood test, and I get called in by the specialist, which surprised me a little bit. But I go in, and I say, "You do realise that I've not had my blood taken?" "Yeah." He goes, "No, that's fine. That's what I was anticipating because I actually need to add more to what you usually have done." Okay, fair enough. So we start chatting, and he informs me again that I'm encountering abnormal liver function. Apparently, it's something. Abnormal liver function is just about a thing. It exists within kidney transplant patients, but they don't worry about it as much because it's the norm, and so they just keep an eye on it. And then I was told, but your functionality is playing up. Its worseness is increasing. You know what I mean? And we need to get that checked. So we're going to have to give a few blood samples today because we want to check what's happening. Essentially, they have a suspicion that I have a virus in my system, which it's potentially something which the general public carries anyway, but it's more serious for kidney transplant patients. And so he said to me that on top of that, they'd be sending me for an ultrasound. I think that's the one. A scan with the jelly and the mechanism. And just to get a preliminary idea of how the liver is looking, and just to check everything else, because I've only ever had my kidneys scanned. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. Totally get that. Whilst at the same time, very slightly squirming in my seat because I'm getting flashbacks to when my kidneys were failing and they didn't know why, and I underwent a number of tests and they just couldn't pinpoint what was wrong with them. They even did a biopsy, but they happened to catch the one bit of my kidneys which wasn't scarred. And the second biopsy, after a year or so, finally revealed the little bit of skin which was scarred. They went, "Ah, that's the problem. We just unfortunately missed it this time around." And so I went to have the bloods taken, and the woman, they basically get like a printout of stickers, and she's literally kind of going through them and kind of goes, "I've got a few to take today. Is that going to be okay?" It's like, "Yeah, it's fine." Cue flashbacks to each time I've had blood taken and stuff. I'm now literally a veteran. Needles do not scare me in any way whatsoever. And so yeah, just stopping the cats from launching at each other just then. They don't like each other. All right, come on. And after that, I went and I got my ultrasound done. about they were packed in there, of course, so roughly about 45 minutes wait there. Um, and I had everything checked. My liver, my spleen, my kidneys, everything. And I was told my liver looks fine, absolutely fine, which is actually it's good, but also not that great when you're looking for an answer, because it's like, okay, so it wasn't that, so what the hell else is it? But there's no lumps on it or anything, so I'm guessing that means surgery isn't the answer for this, which is also good, but at the same time, it is again. So what the hell is it? I was, however, told that my spleen is slightly inflamed, which is a sign of illness, that your body's fighting something. I'm like, apart from the head stuff, I feel okay. I mean, I always feel slightly under the weather, but I figured that was my body, body. I figured that that was my body undergoing the symptoms of stress, of the anxiety and everything. Because when I get anxious, I feel everything just there. It all clambers up on me and clamps down, which is why you might kind of sometimes see me rubbing my rubbing my diaphragm area, because I can feel the tension building up there. So yeah, I'm told everything is fine except for my spleen. And I said, so does that mean I'm okay to go? And they went, just go back to the renal department just in case and just let the doctor know. Okay, so I did that, and I managed to catch him just before he popped into another patient. He popped in the room with another patient, and I said to him, "Liver absolutely fine, spleen slightly inflamed," and he kind of went, "Hmm." I'm like, "I know, yeah, I know." So he said, "Okay, so we need to wait until the bloods come back to see what's happening there," and um, he's gonna, yeah, I'll arrange a CAT scan for you, a CT scan. And I was like, okay, it's fine, but I'm good to go now, yeah? Yeah, yeah, good to go. And I head out and I start getting angry. I start getting really angry. And I start getting flashbacks, and I realize I'm feeling the same thing I felt when I was going through the whole kidney failure phase of my life, based on the fact that we know something's wrong, but we don't know what is wrong. We don't know what the issue is. And not knowing what's happening in here is so frustrating, because it's a case of, am I going to have to wait for how long before I'm given a diagnosis? No, that is the anger talking, because I know that I'm potentially even going to get a diagnosis within the end of the month, within the end of the next 2 months or something, but it never ends. It never ends. I've always got something going on, and it's infuriating. It's my kidneys, or it's the UTI, or it's my bladder, or I've undergone so many fucking tests. And I've gone through the whole bladder thing as well, and they were trying to work out what was causing the UTIs, and they came up with nothing. They just said that it's very possible that I have something in my system which gets triggered every so often, and that causes the infections and stuff. But there's always something. Always something. And the irony of this is that when I was going through the whole kidney issues, I was so stressed out that I developed IBS and irritable bowel syndrome. It's fun. And I actually underwent that. I actually helped kind of sort out myself, because I underwent caffeine withdrawal because we ran out of tea and I couldn't be asked to go out for more. That was literally it. But then I underwent such severe symptoms of like heavy headaches and just feeling absolutely appalling. I was like, I've never felt like this before, even with my dodgy kidneys. What the hell is going on? So I realized it was the tea, and I stopped drinking tea, and I suddenly felt so much better. The IBS kind of reduced a little bit, but there's still hints of it there. But it's like my body internally just conspires not to work. So yeah, so basically I've had the blood test taken. I'm going to see, because these take so long, the things they're looking for take a while to get the results back for. I'm not going to hear back for another 2 weeks. He's already made an appointment for me to have a CT scan, so that will happen. I'll get a letter within the next week or so. And I'm not going to let this control me. I'm not going to let this control me the way it has done in the past. But it's still difficult because when I encounter health issues, I close off. I massively just shut myself down. And I really can't do that again because it's not healthy. I kind of become matter of fact of, right, I've done the anger bit. Right, let's get on with life. Yep, it's fine. No, I'm just going to close off now because it's easier. Yeah, this is my life now. But I can't do that. I just can't do that. So, I don't know. Yeah, that is my life at the moment now. I'm now see where life decides to take me next. And yeah. Try not to let the wolfhound out again, because the wolfhound, when he comes out, he bites. The wolfhound that comes out, the wolfhound that guards me and that protects me from the insanity that's out there in the world, comes out and he bites. I don't want to go through that again. We'll see. Hopefully I'll live 2 weeks of normality, as normal as I can get. Wait for the 2 weeks to pass, get the results, and then decide it from there. And yeah, just keep channeling that humour to try and get me past this. Oh, Christ. I'm going to try and focus on creative stuff. Focus on the creative stuff. Keep my spirit alive with that. Possibly get back to doing some painting. Try and channel that. I might even have a bath tonight. And just have the luxury of a bath and just not think about things. Oh, I'm so sick of this. I'm also very, very tired. Very, very tired. It's emotionally dragging on us both. Yeah. Anyway, peace out.